All right, this is going to be phase 3 of our foot and ankle series. And again, now we are changing the angle that we are going to be loading at. So we started in a lot more kind of conservative angle, so a lot more vertical position, which is not going to put as much stretch or putting you in as much of that stretch position throughout Gastroc, soleus, and the Achilles complex. But now we're going to start loading in different angles. So the first thing we're going to show is, because I have the step here, is how we're going to load the soleus in this manner. So in the past, this is all going to be single leg. In the past, how we've done it is you've been on one leg here, and you've been pushing that big toe into the step with that heel elevate, essentially a high heel position. The difference now is we are going to have a more dorsiflexed, so a more kind of neutral position. So I'm on the step here. My heel is not past the step. It's right at that midline here. Now, you could probably hang out here all day. That is not the goal here. The goal is you getting into that position and then actively pushing that big toe down, in that big toe and the big toe joint down into these steps. You're not just hanging out here. It should be a very intent-driven position more than anything. So what that's going to look like, I'm going to have my toe at the edge of the step here. I'm going to have my heel just pretty much my foot's at parallel. Again, I'm not past and I'm not up here. I'm at neutral. And then from there, I'm going to drop into it. So I'm not dropping down further. I'm dropping here. And then what I'm doing is I'm pushing that big toe, push, 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 and relax. So the goal is when you're pushing, you're not coming out of that position. You are staying in that neutral position. That heel is level with your toe, and you're pushing in that position. So again, that is our soleus bias in phase 3 here. So again, I'm here, and then push, 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 and relax. That's our soleus loading. So now we're going to move on to our gastroc loading. So I'm going to move the step out of the way here. And for our gastroc, we're now going to be in a lot more of a horizontal 45-degree position, similar to acceleration mechanics. So what we're going to do, you can have either a barbell, J-hooks, honestly just something where you can almost push into it more than anything. You're going to start in double leg here. And what you're going to do, again, you're in this long kind of position here. So I have a good position of head, line from my head through my hip, knee, and foot, okay? So from here, I'm going to push through that big toe. And then what I want is you're bringing the other foot up and you're continuing to engage and push through that big toe. So you're not just hanging out there. It should almost feel as if you're here, you're kind of pushing into the rack here more than anything, okay? So that's what we want to think about. The other thing to think about is your hip position. So a lot of times guys get here and they kind of fall forward like this. I don't want that. I want everything in a nice straight position. So I'm in that 45-degree position. I'm pushing through my toe. My hip is tucked underneath me. And then from there, I'm pushing into the rack, wall, whatever you have. But you want to make sure you're in a good alignment throughout that. So that's our phase 3 for our foot and ankle series.